You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
You'll kill.
The Dahomey Machete.
My name's Adam Coonrod, and I'm a firefighter paramedic in the city of Troy, New York. My wife and my kids are very supportive and like that I do knife making. My 2 children, they're both makers as well, and I couldn't be any prouder of both of them.
This lethal machete was once wielded by the legendary all-female army in Western Africa known as the Dahomey Amazons. The long, slightly curved blade flared out to a wide tip, giving the female warriors the ability to deliver fatal blows that cut cleanly through bone and flesh in a single blow. These skilled women warriors were an elite fighting force and extremely intimidating, often carrying trophies of their fallen enemies. The machetes were a powerful weapon designed to cleave through anything that got in their way. Today, the Dahomey Machete can be seen wielded in the 2020 HBO series, Lovecraft Country.
The Boa-Zande sword.
My name's Justin Chenault. I've been making blades for 14 years now. I just got my Journeyman Smith stamp. It's a rating in the American Bladesmith Society. It means you have reached a certain level of quality in your work.
The Boa-Zande sword hails from Central Africa and the tribes of the Congo. The short sword was used not only to wage war, but also as a ritual object and status symbol. The more ornate the sword, the higher one's stature and authority within the tribe. Typically, African blades have wildly varying specifications and shapes, and this sword is no different. It has a thin ricasso that flares wide to a leaf shape. From there, it tapers to a devastatingly sharp point that's built to make extreme cuts and deep thrusts into the flesh, making the weapon a feared and vicious killer.
Day 1 at my home forge. Time to get started. I have never made anything this big before. If I win, I'm going to Disneyland. I think right now my biggest obstacle is the size of the piece. This piece of metal is so thick and so large, it's taken forever to heat up. Just not moving. I'm growing impatient. I think there's enough steel here. I actually cut off a piece. It's starting to move, but very nervous about how thin this blade actually is starting to become. I don't want it to break or shatter. Really hope it's not too thin. Pitter patter, let's get at her. I got a little bit more forging to do today. Starting to realize how thin this blade actually is starting to become. I'm getting very nervous about it. I go to grind it a little bit and the blade snaps. I just threw out a whole bag. I put some pressure on it with the angle grinder, ended up doing too much pressure, and it broke. My heart sinks. Well, I think I can fix it, because I don't want to start over. I have to fill that in with weld. I can't really tell anymore where that crack is. I start grinding about it a little bit. Whole bunch of cracks. Final day, make it or break it. So yesterday, I definitely made the comeback. It's time to assemble. I start working on my actual physical handle. I just don't want to use a piece of wood. I want to dress it up a little bit. So I twist 3 different strands of wire, so it's going to have an alternating pattern. The handle is looking great. It's better than I imagined. My kids came downstairs to check on me.
How's the machete coming along?
Oh, that's really cool.
You like that?
Yeah.
I could tell they're proud of me, sticking it through and being able to produce a tangible item. It's a proud dad moment.
Given the ceremonial aesthetic aspect of the Boa-Zande, I'm gonna lean more towards doing something flashy, so I'm gonna go with Damascus. I cut in a ladder pattern with a grinder and got it ready to start shaping the blade. After I get the tip kind of where I want it, I can start working down the blade, pulling that width out. Everything looks awesome. It's nice and straight. We're gonna let it cool off here, and I'm gonna work on my handle and fittings. I decided to go ahead and do a ladder pattern on the guard plate and pommel plate because I figure it'll be kind of complementary to the sword blade. I'm making the handle out of rosewood, which is native to Africa, so it would be relatively historically accurate. Let's go see if it'll cut anything. You know, I'm pretty confident that this thing will handle anything that they can throw at it. That'll do.
Welcome to the kill test. I will take your machete and deliver some lethal blows on this ballistics dummy. All right, Adam, it's time to have fun with your blade. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. I hope my blade doesn't break. I had a lot of setbacks making this blade. You know, I had to start over. I hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. I'm saying a little prayer. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break.
All right, now let's talk about your weapon here. This is a very forward-heavy blade, but that forward weight really cuts deep into this ballistics dummy. Overall, sir, you will kill.
That's worth it right there. I can go home now.
All right, bladesmiths, this is the kill test. Your Boa-Zande short swords look deadly, but can they kill? To find that out, I will take your weapons and do some killing slashes and blows on this pig carcass. All right, Justin, your turn. Are you ready?
Let's get it done.
First up, I really appreciate the Damascus pattern that you have on here. It's very stunning to look at.
Thank you.
Now, the design you have thrusts easily through the carcass, at the same time creates a big wound channel with every thrust and extraction as I'm doing that. Now, it is a much lighter sword than your competitors. Overall, sir, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time for the strength test, the shield chop. What I want to see on top of how durable your blades are is their effectiveness against that shield, all right?
Everything is riding on these 4 strikes. I need my machete to hold together. I've got to make it through this.
All right, gentlemen, to test the strength and overall construction of your blade, I'll be chopping and stabbing into our shields over here.
Do your worst.
If I was going to do my worst, I'd just slam it on the concrete. I wouldn't do that to you. All right, Justin. Tip's 100%. That's great. Handle is very comfortable. As far as the construction goes, I think it's beautiful. I think your design and shape is excellent. Good job.
Awesome.
Forged in Fire, War of Weapons.